Welcome to the Joshua Ngoma podcast for spiritual inspiration and Africa's strategy positioning in global politics.
The identity of the beast. In chapter 13 of the book of Revelation, John urged the believers to calculate the number of the beast. Revelation chapter 13, verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Notice that the number is 600 and not three sixes as in 666. The number 666 has been misinterpreted in so many ways that are not supported by the scriptures. In the Old Testament, the number 666 is found and used in the books of Kings and the Chronicles. Solomon received 666 talents of God at the pinnacle of his power and glory. 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 14. The weight of God that came to Solomon yearly was 666 talents of God. Also in 2 Chronicles chapter 9, verse 13, the weight of God that came to Solomon yearly was 666 talents of God. This number was representative of a culmination. It was the climax of his reign as king of Israel, the genesis of his downfall, and the backsliding of his faith into apostasy. Solomon broke all three laws that undergirded a godly kingship as outlined in Deuteronomy chapter 17, verses 15 to 17. You shall surely set a king over you, whom the Lord your God chooses. One from among your brethren you shall set as king over you. You may not set a foreigner over you, who is not your brother. But he shall not multiply horses for himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt to multiply horses. For the Lord has said to you, you shall not return that way again. Neither shall he multiply wives for himself, lest his heart turn away, nor shall he greatly multiply silver and gold for himself. King Solomon multiplied his gold, he multiplied his horses, and he also multiplied the number of his wives. John identified the beast in very precise terms. The believers needed more than a plausible candidate, and John gave the first century audience enough guidelines to follow. Number one, these events would shortly take place. Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants things which must shortly take place. Number two, the time was near. Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he who reads and those who hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written in it, for the time is near. Number three, the time of testing of the believers was nigh. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because you have kept my command to persevere, I also will keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon the whole world, to test those who dwell on the earth. Number four, the time was near. And he said to me, do not seal the words of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. Revelation chapter 20:10. Therefore, it was highly unlikely that the believers were looking to identify this number of a man from outside their time of reference. Gematria is defined as an alphanumeric code of assigning a numerical value to letters, words, and phrases. The Bible numbers are important, and some have a deeper symbolic meaning. Ancient numbering systems used an alphanumeric method. For example, the Latin-Roman system, which is still commonly used today, uses the letter I for 1, V for 5, X for 10, L for 50, C for 100, D for 500, and M for 1000. The Hebrew and Greek follow a similar method. Each letter of each alphabet represents a number. The first 9 letters represent 1 to 9. The 10th letter represents 10, with the 10th letter representing 100, and so on. The question is, why should we use Hebrew gematria in a book which John wrote in Greek for the Greek-speaking churches of Asia Minor? And by the way, Asia Minor is the current Western Turkey and not the continent of Asia. The answer is that John, who was an Israelite, wrote the book of Revelation in a Hebrew context based on numerous references to the Old Testament. Therefore, we should anticipate that the solution to decoding the meaning of 666 to be Hebraic. Nero Caesar's name transliterates into Hebrew as Neron Caesar. Archaeological findings from a 1st century Hebrew spelling of Nero's name provide a precise value of 666. The Gestro's lexicon of the Talmud contains the same spelling of Nero Caesar. The letters of Nero's name, when spelled in Hebrew, will produce the following numerical values that add up to 666. Not only does Nero Caesar add up to 666 when transliterated into Hebrew letters, but also the Hebrew transliteration of the Greek word for beast also comes to 666. Therefore, by paying attention to the specific time frame in the book of Revelation and the audience for whom it was meant, we can conclude that John's beast in Revelation chapter 13, with a name that adds up to 666, already came and is long dead and gone. The endless end-time speculation on who the beast will be and from which nation he will rise from is counterproductive. It takes away from the Bible's message of the finished work of Jesus Christ and the work before the church to disciple nations. Thank you for listening and watching. Until next time. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for listening to the Joshua Ongoma podcast. Bye for now until next time.